Some people can remember long strings of numbers surprisingly well, but they are not focusing on the digits alone. Instead, they turn numbers into simple pictures their brain can recognize instantly. A number becomes a swan, another becomes a snowman, another becomes a candle. Suddenly, remembering numbers feels less like memorizing and more like remembering a picture. In this video, you will learn how number-shaped systems help you turn digits into pictures, so numbers become easier to remember. Numbers are abstract. They do not naturally look like much. A number-shaped system solves that by giving each digit a simple image based on what the digit looks like. Here's the basic model. Each number becomes a simple, memorable image. 0 can look like a ring. 1 can look like a pencil. 2 can look like a swan. 3 can look like butterfly wings. 4 can look like a sailboat. 5 can look like a hook. 6 can look like an elephant's trunk. 7 can look like a boomerang. 8 can look like a snowman. 9 can look like a balloon. These images give each digit a clear visual meaning, making them easier to remember. Now, let's use the system in action. Instead of seeing the number 2 as just a digit, picture its curved neck turning into a swan. That simple image gives your brain something clearer and easier to hold on to. The exact picture is your choice. 0 could be a ring, a donut, or a tire. The important rule is consistency. Pick one image for each digit and use that same image every time. Let's try a quick example. Imagine you need to remember the number 2704. Instead of thinking about 4 separate digits, turn each one into an image: a swan, a boomerang, a ring, and a sailboat. Now, connect them into one unusual scene. Picture a swan tossing a boomerang through a ring and onto a sailboat. That vivid mental image is much easier for your brain to remember than a random string of numbers. One common mistake is changing your images too often. If 2 is a swan today, a duck tomorrow, and a question mark next week, the system quickly becomes confusing. Your brain remembers faster when the associations stay consistent. Choose one clear image for each digit and keep using it. Over time, those stable connections become quicker, stronger, and much easier to recall. So far, you've learned the foundation of the system: how each digit becomes an image, how those images can connect into a simple scene, and the most important rule: consistency is what makes the system work. Want to remember this technique long term? Tap the link for Quizlet study tools. Then jump back into the video. Lock in what you learned and keep going. Now, let's apply the same method to a new example. Imagine your locker code is 516. 5 becomes a hook. 1 becomes a pencil. 6 becomes an elephant trunk. Instead of remembering 3 abstract digits, your brain now has 3 clear visual images to work with. To remember 5, 1, 6, picture a hook catching a pencil, then an elephant lifting the pencil with its trunk. The scene does not need to be realistic. It just needs to be clear, unusual, and easy for you to picture in your mind. Number shapes become especially helpful when a number has uneven sections or leftover single digits. For the number 4, 0, 3, 8, 9, you might picture a sailboat pulling a ring, butterfly wings landing on a snowman, and a balloon floating away. That unusual visual sequence is much easier to remember than 5 unrelated digits. Repeating digits might help for a few seconds, but the memory often fades quickly. A visual scene gives your brain more connections to hold on to. When the images include motion, color, or something unexpected, they become much easier to remember than a plain string of numbers. Here is the step-by-step process. First, choose one image for each digit. Next, convert the digits you need to remember. Then, link the images into a tiny story. Finally, replay the story and translate the pictures back into digits. There are more advanced systems for longer numbers, but number shapes are a great starting point. With only 10 images, you can begin turning single digits into memorable pictures right away. Recap time. A number-shaped system turns each digit into a picture. The picture is based on the digit's shape. Use the same image every time. Then link the images into a quick scene to make the number easier to remember. If you want to practice what you learned today, check the links in the description for Quizlet's memorization guide and study tools designed to help you remember it longer. Keep learning, keep practicing, and we'll see you in the next video.